Our big story this evening, we had crews all across the valley today after federal agents launched a coordinated raid on all Zips Sports Grill locations. Although we haven't heard from Zips, the U.S. Attorney's Office sent out a statement to ABC 15 saying HSI is executing search warrants at 15 locations throughout the Phoenix area and, quote, the search warrants were authorized based on information presented to a federal judge and are being executed as part of a criminal investigation into felony violations of federal law. Now, earlier this evening, the Arizona Department of Justice shared with ABC 15 clarifying this was not an ICE sweep, but an investigation led by Homeland Security. ABC 15 did ask why ICE agents were involved in multiple scenes. They responded, quote, "We don't have anything further for you right now as the investigation is ongoing. Additional information will be forthcoming in the next few days as evidence is gathered, reviewed, and evaluated for charging as appropriate." Our team of reporters and photographers were there as this federal operation unfolded. Protesters gathered at multiple locations, while in Tempe, Maricopa County Sheriff's deputies stood outside the restaurant to assist federal agents to try and control the crowd. This federal investigation happened valley-wide. Tonight, ABC 15 is bringing you team coverage following those events that sometimes turn tense. We start with what the first reports of agents on scene. Our Lillian Donahue is at the Zips near Camelback and Miller. And Lillian, your scene was active throughout the evening. Can you take us through exactly what happened today?
Certainly all evening, a very tense situation. Although things have calmed down, there are still plates of food left on the tables as customers left very quickly as HSI began their investigation and shut down the restaurant here. Here's what we know. So Scottsdale police have told us they arrested one protester as things started to escalate while a van was driving away with federal agents. I've also been told from a family member that both of their family members who worked at different Zips locations have now been detained by federal agents tonight. A clash between police and the public. These, the final moments of a very tense evening outside Zips near Camelback and Miller in Scottsdale.
It just caught us by surprise.
It started just after 4:15 Monday afternoon as HSI federal agents served a warrant as a part of a larger criminal investigation. I obtained videos from inside.
All employees, you are not free to go. You're being detained throughout the duration of the search warrant.
A crowd quickly growing outside.
No justice, no peace.
As agents for hours asked employees inside the restaurant for their information.
Social, date of birth, any IDs, all that stuff. Yeah, I know some people that are here. Like my family's been working with some of them for years, so it's kind of, heartbreaking to see what's happening here, but.
Family of employees inside sharing their concerns throughout the evening.
He's been here for 20 years. I don't even think he has a parking violation or a traffic ticket.
Amid protesters outside, there were others showing their support for the law enforcement operation.
People are protesting ICE. ICE enforces illegal immigration. I am a legal immigrant. We came here from Europe.
It has not been confirmed what specific criminal violations the agency has been investigating at multiple locations.
Stay peaceful, say your thing, but don't mess with these officers.
He just wants to work and provide for his daughters and his family. That's not a crime.
And of course, unfortunately, we know that it did not stay peaceful while I was out here throughout the evening. That escalation building, protesters around here. We know again that one person was arrested. I was able to see here and we were able to capture on camera what looks like a man striking officers as well as throwing things like water bottles at the federal agents' cars as well. And like I said earlier, I did just learn in the last hour and a half from family members of some employees inside saying that they were detained by. So I want to bring our Jane Caffrey in. Jane, you actually live in this neighborhood. You were walking by the Zips when all of this started.
Yeah, that's right, Lillian. That was about 4:15, as you mentioned. And the first thing I noticed was a black unmarked SUV just around the corner of the restaurant. A few of those HSI agents were getting out. They had masks on and their marked HSI vests. And we can show you some cell phone video that I took of those agents entering the Zips Sports Grill. Now you can see that the people dining here were cleared out pretty quickly. I did talk to one group of diners who told me that no voices were raised, everything was very calm, and an agent told them that their meal would be covered, but that tone quickly changed. The HSI officials put a yellow perimeter out, a yellow tape perimeter out around the restaurant, and over the course of hours that we were both out here, we saw several employees coming out very shaken up, very emotional, some even sobbing, one even claiming to us that she saw some of her co-workers in handcuffs. So it was really a lot of observers here from the very start, people filming and watching the situation unfold, but it was really about an hour and a half in, not until about 5:45, that we saw that huge group out here with whistles and signs that you showed us in your reporting.
Yeah, it certainly was a quieter scene when you were walking by, but then really ramped up, like we said, through the evening. Unfortunately, to those scenes that we showed you just, a few hours ago with all of this, and a lot of those reports firsthand, we are working to confirm right now. And another big thing we're working to confirm is also what that exact federal violation for all of these 15 locations were. But we will certainly keep everyone updated online, on air, as soon as we learn more. For Jane Caffrey, I'm Lillian Donahue, Arizona Tonight.
Thank you, Lillian and James. And now to Phoenix, near Central and Osborne, where protesters also showed up as operations played out, and this scene was intense. Our Fort Hatchet captured those moments.
Homeland Security and ICE ERO enforcement and removal operations officers at this ZIPS at Central and Thomas.
When did you first hear about what was going on today, and what made you want to be here?
Well, we learned through social media that there was ICE presence in the neighborhood, and being a member of the community, I wanted to come over and document ICE activity.
Leave our community alone!
Protesters quickly gathering to voice their displeasure, learning only that Homeland Security was serving a federal warrant.
I don't know exactly what's going on in there. It's not fair to guess, but I do see agents with masks on, and that's not right.
Whistles and chants going on, one man even showing up in a ski mask armed with a rifle. Many of these protesters saying what they saw in Minneapolis made them feel it was necessary to speak out.
It's a fair share. I mean, all the rhetoric, everything that that surrounds us says that they're coming here. And it's, just gives me joy and hope to see that the community is responding.
When officers exited the ZIPS carrying boxes, they were met with shouting, middle fingers, and taunts. Things were mostly peaceful, but once they loaded into cars, some protesters hitting and kicking their doors.
It got pretty intense when they came out, and some of them fully geared and ready to pepper spray people, which is very shameful on the administration that they target working family.
At one point, more federal officers arriving to help get those original officers out of the crowd. One officer even breaking the window to a pickup truck before it was driven out of the scene. Protesters cheering when the final officers left.
Well, people in our community here in this district are afraid to go to school. They're afraid to go to work. They cannot live, and this is a detriment to all of us. And our First Amendment rights are being obliterated every single day.
And we're still waiting to learn more details on those federal warrants Homeland Security says they were serving. In Phoenix, Fort Hatchet, ABC 15, Arizona.
Thank you, Fort. Let's take you to Tempe now, near Mill Avenue and University, where Ashley Holden was at an active scene of protesters, and the only scene across the valley. The Maricopa County sheriffs were called in.
Protesters gathered here at the Zips Grill in Tempe off of Mill Avenue, watching, yelling, and recording as federal agents brought out multiple people in zip ties. What appeared to be pepper balls were deployed by federal agents at one point as people recorded and surrounded the group going to a van. We counted at least 4 people brought out and taken away in zip ties. What was deployed lingering in the air, people out here for hours, at times yelling at the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Their deputies here, ABC 15 was told, for scene support. We were told a woman was taken to a hospital from the area. MCSO could not tell us how she was injured or if it was involved with what was happening at Zip Sports Grill.
I'm a member of this community. I'm a student. I'd like to think that I'm safe when I'm at school, and it doesn't feel safe when you've got masked federal officials, running into your community.
The Maricopa County Sheriff sending out a statement saying people have the right to peaceably assemble, but he went on to say that doesn't mean you can interfere with law enforcement operations. Had the coordination and cooperation with local law enforcement been effective from the beginning, situations such as Minneapolis may have been prevented. Some people leaving this area of Tempe coughing after what was deployed. We're going to continue to follow up on what happened here. In Tempe, Ashley Holden, ABC 15, Arizona.
Thank you, Ashley. ABC 15 is committed to bring you the latest in today's investigation. For the latest, check our website. Don't forget to download our ABC 15 app for breaking news alerts straight to your phone.